Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm looking.
Wonderful when you first. Oh, yeah. We have puree back there, so we always get the variety pack that they have. Yeah, they all smell stuff. They smell stuff. Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Evan McMullen is.
Hello,
Hi, Evan, can you hear us okay?
I sure can. How are you?
Okay, good. We're a little limited on our equipment here for sound. So you need to speak through the laptop for tonight. But if you need to interject, so.
Okay, sure, not a problem. Hopefully we won't need to.
Yeah, no. Well, just doing some improvising here. So, okay.
It's always a learning.
Taxes rectangles, but I think for that, you really can see.
We can discuss. You just have to hit the buttons like a jillion times.
Okay. And we can discuss Lindsay's little issue down there and that all been taken care
Yeah.
of. So she's gonna need to talk.
So there's, I think these are possible facade ideas he's got going.
Take care of that this year. She might just leave it as is.
I just want to see what's underneath that.
We're
Yeah,
not covering up the siding.
Yeah. Yeah.
they are not.
I don't think she's gonna cover, if she covers it with anything, she'd be like.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know those people?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, it's for sure. I think she's thinking of colors as far as what to do the siding.
Look at the gas station,
Like a
up there.
light yellow beige.
Oh, I know that.
So lunch, so this is,
I haven't gotten to look at it.
Yeah.
this is
The corners were darker.
common
The
here.
trims were darker.
Mhm.
it's narrower, you didn't see it.
Right,
Right.
right.
I need one. But
Yeah.
our historic
I'll
guidelines.
pull it down. I do need
So
one of those.
This is
Yeah.
really appropriate.
But yeah,
And this must be the
maybe right-
space, because next
What year
door,
is that
it's
house? Do you know
different.
for sure?
It's different.
It's probably on the computer somewhere.
Doesn't look like. it's
If
a
she takes
recess.
that year down to Sherman-Williams,
Yeah,
they
I
will
don't think we're
pull
gonna
out all the
Really?
colors for the,
But
yes.
this is-
I will let her know that.
Yeah.
She was gonna
Well,
buy some swatches this
we
week.
may not know
Get
that.
my historic palette.
Yes, they will pull us
okay.
all out.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'll definitely work.
I know. It is. No one knows that much about them, but I'm always.
Better than.
I
what
would
I
say,
had.
of course.
That stuff.
I know it's.
I did
You
one
ready,
edition
George?
back in the 80s.
Sorry, we're just gabbing here. Okay, so let's call this to order. Let's have a roll call.
Tammy Bowman.
Sandy Butler,
George Harris.
Not toast.
Anyone else?
we gotta have a form.
But not.
Not anybody else?
Craig's not here.
So.
Yep.
We have one?
Craig
All right.
Tanner missing. Okay.
Great. So let's see, has everybody had a chance to read the minutes, not only from the special meeting on the 31st, but the last meeting? The first October meeting, do we have a motion to approve the minutes? Okay, that's fine. We'll give it about 3 or 4 minutes. Hold on. Where are the minutes? They're on the site, website. Oh, 10, 11, yeah, there's 10, 11, 10, 31, just below the presentation.
Yeah, I
PDF.
just need to overlook it. I just see it. Phil wasn't here either, was it? You were not here.
I wasn't here on the special.
We
meeting.
have to have two people, you have to be present to, for approving minutes.
What do we do?
Hmm?
Both of them were not at our last meeting, so they can't make a motion that they're approved because they don't know if they're right or not. What do we do in situations like that?
I'm having a little
We'll
hard
table
time
it.
hearing, but is the question if
Special one,
somebody was not
How
there?
about for 10, 11?
That was 10, 11. Yeah, for the 10, 11, we don't have enough. people
Oh, we don't
present
have-
for
okay,
that
sorry.
meeting. For the special meeting, we do, but should we save it or?
No, you can vote on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who makes, anybody make a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the meeting.
I
minutes for
question
the
that.
Special meeting.
I question that,
George wasn't here.
I wasn't here, but.
but he can't vote on it, but Tammy and I were.
That is that a form?
Yeah.
Hi,
We'll
I'm
table
having
it.
a,
Okay.
So that's meeting. All
We're
right.
official.
can you guys hear me?
All right, so
Oh, you're fast.
Hello?
I'm telling you. Old business, what do we got? Anything? Nothing at all? Nothing from the special meeting at all we want to bring up? All right, so new business, what do you got?
Well, I don't think my signage director, or whoever submitted this application is here, so I don't think we should vote on it. I'm not sure if you had any correspondence with them. If they- Okay. Well, I will make contact with them and we'll get them on next month. The only thing I noticed about this one though, and we can continue it, I guess, to next month, is this is an internally illuminated signage. So I am gonna, I know that I had brought that up with them, that was discouraged use and likely wouldn't get approval. But I don't know if they want to go back to the drawing board, so we can out. So, I'm pretty sure, yes, it's all. In some way, shape, or
Why is the internally illuminated signage are discouraged? I just know of some instances where it is used. And it looks
Well,
good.
I know we had discussed this before, when I was on Zoom. It was in our old standards, updated our code, it didn't appear to be in there. So I had approached the board about adding it to the as part of the amendments. But these are just the exterior lights. I know that interior and illuminated signs was something that. I mean, that's not something.
It might be something to check with the National HBC and see about that, because I don't understand that.
And I mean, it could just really be an aesthetics thing. That's not something.
That's kind of what I assumed it was an aesthetic. It was all about aesthetics, especially for the downtown area. But for a building like this, which is, looks like a fairly modern commercial building,
It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see an issue.
Would this type of signage need to go before the Board of Zoning Appeals?
Because HBC has the discretion to authorize or not authorize if you want to. As far as I'm aware, I will check the national HBC
That's one of the reasons.
and
for that.
see
Yeah.
if there's, because I mean, that might be something that, was in the old code and it. Or some reason that has changed, if that's a new best practice.
Because you look around and they have exterior illumination on signs. In the 1900, no, we didn't have electricity here then.
Right.
But in 1905 or so we did. But I don't remember seeing photographs of downtown with exterior illuminated signage.
The only one I can recall is the Roxy. Isn't there's a picture of it. It's got kind of the single letters that are illuminated on
right.
the inside.
That's right.
Yep.
Yes.
And that is apparently more favorable. That's not completely disallowed if it's like the single letters.
but like just a big sign.
But the Roxy, that 1912 moved downstairs and 108 West State Street. It stayed there until the 1940s.
Yeah, I'll look into that, but that was kind of the only thing that I had noticed with this one is.
I know theater signage all over the country is allowed.
Mhm.
Every place I go.
And that's gonna be, I mean, the to-go sign is the only illuminated sign. The rest of that's gonna go on the awning. Is that illuminated as well?
That's what
Okay.
it made it sound like,
Okay.
is that everything was internally.
Right.
So I will check and see exactly.
Don't they
where that
already
is.
have one sitting on the corner there?
That was gonna be their next proposal, was when we did that, because we don't allow pylon signs like that anymore. But we do allow like monument signs. So that would
They-
probably be what they
My
were.
next question for Jeff is whether that's grandfathered in.
It's grandfathered if it stays exactly as it is. If they want to change more than, I think, 25% of it, then it has to go, it has to. conform to code.
They could do 20.
If they want to switch out, pieces and parts of it, that's fine, but completely new one would not get code, so. All right, well, we will continue that one. I'll get a hold of the owner and see what else we've got. Next we have the old glass shop. This is John Oliver's new building. Looking for a sealway to remove the existing mansard roof with siding in the drive-through. And then anything that's underneath is going to go through with a architect and kind of figure out a new design for it. So you've got any, if you had any talks with your architect, yeah. you can come on up.
Yeah, so I haven't, like, I've tried to search for some old photos of that, and I found 3 or 4, like, through the, either that you've sent me or that's
Yeah.
on the website, database and stuff on the town of Pendleton. I even asked, like, on Facebook or whatever to see if anybody had anything. I couldn't really find anything.
We searched the Ball State archives as well.
Okay.
And found a few photos there, but there's nothing to, I mean, it's nothing that really defines. what
Okay.
it's
If you
going.
scroll to the next slide, that big 4 lunchroom is like
Yeah,
up a little. Let's find here. That's
Yeah,
like
so I
the
would go with-
only good
right.
one.
Yeah, and it would be, I would go with something like that, and then basically just the roof line is gonna be the same, consistent, a flat facade, and then be consistent with the height of what the stable is. I think you can see that.
Have you been able to look up under there to see if there's anything remaining? in
A
the old
little bit.
architecture?
I mean, I can see some like old window openings that have been like cut up and stuff. So because basically what I have to do, or can you go back to that? So from a structural standpoint, like where that Jeep is and stuff right there,
Mhm.
when they put those windows and the doorway and all that stuff in on the inside of it, like they didn't put proper header support above the windows.
Oh,
And so it's like the whole exterior wall is like bowing out. And so essentially what I'm gonna have to do is build a temporary wall inside that to support the roof and then tear down that whole exterior wall and rebuild it. But I want to kind of see I can see a little bit what's behind some of that wood siding, but I can't really see that much what's behind the roof. You can kind of see there's some old like pieces from like when the pharmacy sign used to be there, but
Mhm.
you can tell that's what it was, but nothing from an architectural standpoint.
And you're talking about removing the drive-through structure, but leaving the building part of that?
I would
there?
leave where the doors are, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And at some point, I don't know when that drive-through structure was added. I don't know if I would ever want to go back with that or anything like that, but it needs to come down just from a safety standpoint, I guess, more than anything.
Can we go back down to that picture? The siding, the boards around the window are quite appropriate there,
Mhm.
whatever period that is, and that appears to be older than, it's in 1912.
Yeah, the big 4 lunchroom, and then
Oh.
the one below is the 50s.
Looks like that. I think the one below is like right after they like remodeled
It
or
is,
something like
yeah.
that, yeah.
Yes, I knew her. Louise Pig. I think. Son being around, but anyway, in that photo, everything is really appropriate in the windows. Heated wood. If you go around the corner here to where the travel bureau is, there's a different siding underneath. It's more of a V-joint siding. And that was an older structure. That was sometime in the 1800s. They used to sit on the corner and they cut it back there and turn it sideways.
Oh, okay.
And so it's, but anyway, that idea is good. It's just where the boards come down and you've got the bottom board going across. You have to have a piece of flashing that goes up underneath those boards and then comes out and over and down.
Yeah.
And then those boards all last a long time.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Because my other buildings or whatever, they have, or a lot of them, have the paneling and stuff below or whatever. So I saw that, V-groove, trim there or whatever. And I thought that would be something different. So
It
that was
kind of
kinda
looks
cool.
like a beaded ceiling.
It does, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm guessing it's like just like tongue and groove boards and not like a, sheet goods or whatever,
Yeah.
like what you get now. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's not going to be your 4-bay sheet.
yeah, I'll do something. like
4-bay
that.
sheet won't last very long.
Yeah.
I know Carter, and lots of places have that.
Yeah. And then I think so the idea, or my idea anyways, again, I haven't talked with an architect, but just with the east side of that building, like where all the parking is and stuff, is to do something similar to that, is to wrap it around and almost make that, I would still keep the door and everything like what they have off of State Street, but to make the east side of it more appealing and presentable or whatever to traffic, like, coming in from there. So yeah, that's, yeah.
So right
So-
now, you're just looking for approval to remove the roof and the
Correct.
siding.
Correct.
And so you're not going to move forward until you get the architect in there and decide how you're going to do the front.
Correct. I mean, I may have to, like, have to put some, OSB up, or may have to like
Yeah, to
shore
protect
something
them.
up or
That's
whatever, but yeah, nothing, no like new permanent improvements or anything like that, so. I just didn't want, I know like the roof, or, the shingles, and that has kind of been an issue, I guess, with whoever does the approvals for that or whatever, and so, rather than spend the money to, try to repair a roof that needs torn down anyways, I'd rather just go ahead and tear it down. And then
Roof in the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably 1950.
Yeah, yeah, right.
How
I
do you
think you-
determine your stopping point when you're tearing off? I mean, is it when you hit a certain age of material, or when you can tell what the original roof line was, or what's your method?
Well, I mean, you can see most everything that's in there. So, I mean, I just want to see what the original style is. I mean, a lot of the materials are going to need to come out because they've been cut up and all that stuff so much anyways. I'm just trying to determine.
So what condition are the windows as well? Are those in good condition or? those have to be replaced?
I'm not sure. I mean, the whole thing will get redone.
Okay,
It'll be traced.
yeah, I
Yeah,
wonder, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
Unless you
may
want
not, and so that may be one thing, like, I would take that roof off first, and from the siding standpoint or whatever, I just, depends on how much I get into, or, I may not take the siding off like this winter or whatever, and just may leave the, main floor facade or whatever intact until like the
Right.
spring, or until I can get some plans. I just kind of want to see, what's up, what's above there.
So is it gutted on the inside as well?
Mhm.
Are you able to see the T111, or is it the? boards
No,
like this?
it's, you can't, no, you can see, it's not the siding in there. It's like other like 1-by material or whatever that you can see in there. So I just think you can see, some of it's been covered up and it's kind of hard to tell. I think you're gonna be able to see more from the outside. And honestly, if the roof was in good shape, or if there was an issue like with the cosmetic exterior of the building or whatever, then I would, maybe take a different approach. But since it's gonna need to be redone anyways, I would rather just go back down, and that way we can see everything from the outside to try to.
I don't think it's in the HPC to approve what's on it. But I've never seen that aluminum floor roofing before. Do you know what that is? It's on there now.
Oh, no, like up above, like on the,
Yeah, that's an.
I haven't.
that
So,
was-
and that needs redone too, and so that's why I want to
Yeah, especially in the back.
Yeah,
It's held up for 30, 40 years.
yeah. Yeah, so no, I don't know.
It's a new product to me. When they put it on there, you know, I wouldn't wear what it was.
Mhm, mhm.
I ran into it.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
And you noticed any structural issues that place.
Yeah, that whole east side wall. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to be, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that whole east side wall is gonna need to be redone. I mean, obviously, if the building wasn't where it was, it'd probably be cheaper than just tear it down and start from scratch, but like, what's holding up that roof, I mean, I know there's not even close to enough support, you know, as far as what's holding up the roof, so.
Well, are we planning on leaving windows on that side or just going ahead and making it a solid wall?
No, it'll be windows. It'll be like that other picture. I mean, it'll be some extent like that other
Okay,
picture.
yeah,
I think that's exciting.
I think so too.
And again, so my plan for this, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's approvals and, you know, architecture, you know, meetings with the architects and stuff. So, but my plan would be at some point is to have some type of like little patio or courtyard or something out there for whether it's, I mean, whatever, outdoor seating for a restaurant or
Right.
whatever that may be. So I don't, yeah, so I don't know. And I don't know what would happen with
Dan's
like
excited.
you know, entry, you know, off of State Street, you know, if all that happens and, you know, that's
So don't you own property all the way to the. convenience
back to
store?
the alley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, or yeah, all the way
Well-
over to the convenience store. Yeah. So it would, yes, I'm just not, haven't got that far yet with what I want to do, but.
Another note, I emailed about this some time ago. uh, the Restaurant in your building, pretty much one continuous building in the attic space. It's wide open.
Correct. I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to, yeah, or we'll obviously I think they have some renovations or something maybe that they're going to be doing or whatever at some point. And so, yeah, you can, I mean, obviously that would be a code violation and everything. So,
That would be my concern if the fire marshal would say something about some wide open space like.
yeah. So, yeah, I'll talk with Steve or whatever when they do their, but you know, we would probably need to have like a 2-hour fire rating and all that stuff in there. So when he gets it permit for his, you know, remodel or whenever I get mine, I'm sure that's going to come up from an inspection standpoint. And we'll have to figure that out.
And I've never looked at the roof structure on your part, but years ago, a guy Dale Judy Chapman was there and he wanted to put a monster air conditioner up there. Did some triangulation on some of it so it would hold the air conditioner. He wanted to snow in July inside. That was his quote. The air conditioner still sits there.
Yeah. On above the stable, you mean, or?
Yes.
Okay.
But your concept here. I'm excited.
We're excited about it.
Very
Yeah.
excited.
Very cool. Yeah. All right.
All
So
right, so
recommendation?
Yep, just as far as staff analysis, it's gonna be a good project. Current materials aren't historic. The owner wants to take it back to a more historic look, doesn't pose any threats to public safety, so we're all right.
Cool. All right.
Thank you for what you've done on the other building.
Oh, yeah, it's,
Oh,
you know, a
It's
long
the-
time in the making, but, you know, hopefully or can I give an update or whatever?
Sure,
And
sure,
actually,
yeah,
I had,
please do.
I had one question on that too, just as a follow-up or
Yeah.
clarification. So, so the facade, I'm just kind of waiting on the glass has been ordered. So like it's all framed out and the glass has been ordered and they said like 3 or 4 weeks on that. So I'm hoping to ideally get that wrapped up by, you know, by the end of the year, but I'm guessing some of it's, you know, with the doors and some of that kind of stuff, I'm guessing some of it might go into the first week or 2 of January. So, so that's all taken care of. And then I'll probably wait to do, we'll need a fairly good amount of tuck pointing and do some stucco and some paint and all that kind of stuff. And at this point, I'll probably wait till the spring or whatever to tackle that, just so I can, you know, make sure that we have a good amount of good weather and all that stuff. To do. So,
It's looking great though.
yeah, thank you.
Really
Thank you.
good.
So,
You're tuck pointing south wall I've never seen.
I have seen it. It's bad. I know.
If you're, it's not awful, but if
Yeah.
you're up there on the building, Capella is.
Uh,
It's it's a rubber roof up on there. It's not re-pointing or anything. I'll check in with that or Joanne. We certainly have permission to do what you do up there.
Yeah.
And take care of it.
Yeah.
Because they're all in favor of what's happening.
So one question I had, so in the Tucker space, so they're moving out, so that
Mhm.
space is gonna become available or whatever, and so now is a good time to do that, but I don't know if you guys remember, but they put that door in when they moved in like 3 years ago, and it's got that, it's just a fiberglass door with like that half moon top or whatever, and that was part of my grant approval, was to replace that door. So now that they're moving out, like I really would prefer to, because they were the ones that wanted that there. Now that they're moving out, I would prefer to just go ahead and tear out that whole like little shed type thing where that door is, to go back to, there's a like a commercial door inside of there. And so then that way we're basically getting back to the, you know, original like concrete block or whatever it is back there from the building. So instead of replacing that door, I mean, I think it's gonna be a
And that was
better.
a part of the original COA, or you're wanting to do that addition?
Well, since they wanted that in there, or they wanted that, you know, that shed or whatever, so
Right.
they wanted that. I didn't want it there, and they said, no, we like it because we can put our real estate signs in here or whatever, and not, you know,
Okay.
or, you know, it gets wet or whatever right there. So part of my approval for my grant and for through the HPC was to replace the door to a
Yes.
more, you know,
But you're wanting to remove the whole building right now.
I'm wanting to remove
Or
well, the little like,
vestibule.
what do you call it? Yeah.
Okay,
Structure.
Yes.
okay.
Do you want to see a picture or?
Yeah, if you don't
okay.
mind. I think I know what you're talking about. It's always
Let
good
me
to see a
go back here.
photograph.
So it may take me a minute.
If it was in your original COA to do whatever you're asking, that's fine, but
I have
if
no
it
problem.
deviates from that at all, you just have to.
'Cause I don't remember that. I remember
would-
the door part, but I don't remember.
I don't
if
know
you
what the link, I mean, the language in there would read.
I can check that one.
Yeah, we can-
The language. If it's adequate.
So it's this little piece right
Oh,
here.
yes.
It's got
Okay.
Oh,
rotted
yeah,
teal
yeah.
outside of
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and the Door, this, so what?
So you just want to change the door out.
No, he
Well,
wants
that's,
to-
I want to take this whole thing
He
out.
wants
Oh,
to take
yeah,
the whole
So
thing
it
out.
goes back to the building.
So is that a commercial bar with a push bar or?
No, it's not.
It's just like a residential.
No,
door.
it's colonial.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, colonial door.
Yeah.
Scrap.
Yeah, scrap.
And then so,
Section, scratch it.
and again, this is just for approval, and I don't know. But then obviously we have a door here. So like a
Yeah.
Steel structure over here,
Mhm.
with some type of railing tied to this block.
Yes,
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Or something.
Yeah.
And that,
Just so that-
it seems like that would be a fire improvement too, like a fire safety improvement to put that to
Yeah,
a door.
there would
that's what-
be.
I gotta
a
work
rear
with the
exit.
architect and the steel guys or whatever, yeah, because ultimately,
So it could be a fire escape, basically.
yes,
Yeah.
I want to conceal a stairway underneath that. So-
Yeah. You got the walls in upstairs yet? Or the
Yeah,
Yeah,
so actually, my plan was not to do anything with that right now, but kind of, I had guys available and one thing led to the next, so
Yeah.
the whole, in the big building that doesn't have the facade or whatever right now, all that's gutted and
Yeah.
obviously the windows are there. And I gotta patch some floor and then I'll probably just like refinish what's there and stain it and then lease that maybe to somebody. And then the other side, we did go ahead and clean that up and all that's gutted and, you know, we're just, you know, kind of securing some walls or whatever. And then I'll need to get a permit for that
Yeah.
space before we start getting mechanicals, all that kind of stuff. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think you are gonna have to apply for an COA if you're gonna take that building out.
Yeah, I mean, I can recheck your COA,
Yeah, I don't,
but if it deviates.
Okay.
just have to-
It shouldn't be a
Quick
problem,
one.
yeah.
it won't be a problem. That really needs
yeah,
to
I
go
don't
away.
know. I mean, I'll have to see from a scheduling standpoint, because I'll have to come back here or whatever.
Or you
with
could-
this stuff. Okay. So it'll have, yeah, well, if you don't mind checking, then you can email me back.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
if I have to do it again, it may wait till spring.
That's okay.
Right.
I think it's exciting, your new tenant that's gonna be downstairs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it'll be good. So now I just got to get a couple more to find for the State Street building and then for Tucker Space and stuff. So
I found it a lot, very pleasant to do business with.
yeah,
Moved into my space next door here, and
yeah,
I'm glad they found what they're looking
yeah,
for.
yeah. No, he's a great guy. So.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the COA as listed. And also with the new architect development, the new facade design, once what's underneath the current material is revealed, this design would go before the board for another.
Are you
COA.
guys able to
Maybe
hear
the
me?
board would need to come to the board.
You have a second?
Yeah, I would second that motion.
All right.
Hello?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks for all the work you're doing.
Yeah.
It looks good.
And I'll double check that, and get back with you.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
Mhm.
fine. Thank you guys. Have a good
Say.
All right.
All right, next we have, we are looking at some window etchings for the courtroom
Mm,
and also some lighting. Now, I know the lighting is interior, so technically you don't have a say on it, but we wanted to run it by you. So if, scroll on down, you'll see the two, there's a straight classic lines on the left and a decorative line on the right. They do look completely hazy like that in the photo, but they're not. They're going to be completely
Right.
clear in the middle. There's going to be a little bit of that frosting
Yeah.
on it.
So it's an etching into the glass, an actual etching, or is it?
Can
vinyl?
anyone
Or is
hear
it-
me?
It's wrapping. It's a pill. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a wrap.
Is anybody able to hear me?
So it's
Hello?
It is.
Being a wrap, it's just like putting a sticker up on the wall.
Yeah. Okay. But I think it's a little more intense. than
Oh, I
just-
imagine it is now.
I think it's got a little more tack to it. Mhm.
Hello?
Right, exactly. So just, we're looking for some feedback to do that since it is technically a building down here that
Mhm.
needs a COA. So personally, I like the straight classic.
I do too. Because the medallions in the corner kind of match the medallions. up
That's
on
what
the
I thought.
pillars. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So, I guess we're just kind of looking for which one should we do?
I like the straight too.
Mhm.
I don't like the decorative.
Amy?
I'm ambivalent. They're both good.
They both look nice. but, yeah.
Well, I think we have the straight classical lines might win.
Mhm.
Well, my question would be, it's on the inside. I'm not sure it's part of our surveillance anyway.
That's good. Yeah.
So you just wanted an opinion.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So we
I
don't need
would
to
go with
vote.
straight.
It'll be straight lines.
All right, good.
It
looks good.
Coming soon, yes. And then we do have some lighting that's gonna be going in back here. We're debating whether we want like kind of cans in the ceiling, because the original ceiling is up there. Or some like goosenecks that come off the interior.
What kind of, is it still intact, the ceiling up there?
Yeah, it's white
still there.
aluminum, I think.
Tin.
Tile.
10? Wow.
Tin.
It's the
Oh, it's
tin
got the
tile.
10 ceilings. up there. I
Yes,
forgot
it's
that.
printed with a really cool pattern. So I think we're leaning more towards the goosenecks, especially because these lights very much so makes it look like someone is home. And those
Mhm.
displays, it's just supposed to be kind of an ambient, you know, for when we have all those beautiful window displays. So, okay,
Cool.
next one.
Awesome.
Gary would like a new door for the bank.
Ooh,
I like the old door.
So I'll just kind of preface a few things. Was looking for a pool door that's got two side lights, a 42-inch black anodized metal, right, and glass. So that's the graphic I have for it from this estimate.
Except the door handle will be on the other side. That's upside down.
oh.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
yeah, that's all right. So it just envision flipping that around. You can see that the letters are upside down, the A's and the T's. But,
Oh,
Thanks, Gary.
well,
Oh, yeah.
I I thought that's opening from the wrong direction.
I
So-
think I called it out right second
Okay.
before Gary did.
So the color is gonna be black standardized metal?
Yes.
Yeah.
The work done by a group out of Muncie, Delaware Glass. They did the work across the street on the insurance building. The doors we have, they're wood. They,
Are not energy efficient, are they?
no.
Okay.
They're not safe as far as you could put a shoulder and open it up. I mean, the glass isn't safe. The glass is the old type. And they swell. The threshold needs replaced. It's just time to do something with everything. And I'm stopping. That doesn't show it. It'll be 6.5 foot door, 78 inches, 78.5 maybe. I wanted to replace the glass block that's up there because that's not original, but I can't because I'd have to take the awning down and do that.
Mhm.
So this way, and I wanted 2 doors originally, but the opening is not square. And the 2 doors would be short, real short and fat, and it just didn't look appealing. It would give me more entry to get in as far as dimensions if I needed to take equipment. But working with them, I settled on the 42-inch opening on the 1 door.
So it would be a door similar to the one that comes into this
Yep.
building.
Same
They have a light on both
But
sides.
yeah, that's-
with the side light on both sides. Yeah. Push bar.
I
On
guess-
this, it looks like it's a full glass.
Yes. Yes. Except for the kick plate design.
I wish we could figure out some way. I don't like the skylights. I don't think that's historically correct. I don't know of any old buildings that has the skylights beside it on a business, on a building.
Side lights.
Side
Side,
lights,
okay.
yeah, side. I'm just trying to think if there's some way that we fill that space up to make it look more historically correct. I don't know. I know that you probably researched it too.
And I wanted the side lights to bring more light into the
Yeah.
building.
Oh, I understand that. If I sit there in that corner up there on that, and it gets a little dark.
Right.
sometimes.
What are measurements? T? or
Is it also on your G drive? If
Yeah.
you want to look at it, not upside down?
Yeah.
The graphic should be in there. If it's not, I will go dump it in there very quickly. But it
This-
should be in his file folder. What is this, 04? Inspection. There we go. That's a
All
right
right.
side up door.
Good job.
Some of that stuff is
So,
necessary.
I'm sorry, I missed the side light measurements or what?
Okay, if it goes down a little farther, it'll show you that there's 7 3/4 inches each side.
You said you see.
It'd be interesting to see photographs. Now, the original doors would have been, to go back to the picture of the building, please. I believe the original entry was on the right-hand side and where the right-hand arch is.
Yes.
And you can kind of see that when you look at the limestone going across there because it shows a lot of wear and tear.
Right.
And so I don't have a picture of what it was like.
I have a drawing of it. And when I talked to a structural engineer about the possibility of moving my doors there, he said the building won't hold it.
Mm.
Not at this point, because that would allow me to have more space up front. And I wanted to put the doors over there. And he said,
Really?
yeah.
Structurally.
Yeah, he said structurally it won't hold it.
Structurally,
You get the original door was on that side, he's saying it's still on all of it?
There is a drawing, and I believe it says city restaurant. But it has a door, but like Bob said, okay, and there's an old wooden door there. But as Bob said, if you go to the right side, the window, the east side, you can see the limestone is hollowed out
Oh, really?
where people would have walked across it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did that building used to be besides a bank? What was it? Is that the jewelry store?
It was the jewelry store, it was
Smith's
Smith
Restaurant.
Restaurant, it was Stalker's Cafe. It's been a mostly, and it was a small retail store. I have a picture of a little 5 and dime type. But mostly restaurants, food establishments.
So is all this aluminum or is any of it wood?
No, no
Oh,
wood,
It's
all
all
aluminum, yes.
all aluminum.
Yeah,
Is
it's,
this-
the second page has all of the specifics on it.
So when were the wooden doors put there? Do you have a date on that?
I have no idea.
Been there a long time.
They've been there
Yeah.
a while.
Is the proposed door system the height of accessibility for your patrons? Are there any, curbs through the threshold or any, mechanism with the opening that could be improved for accessibility from what you've shown?
You mean more height to get in?
The current doors.
The proposed door, the
Proposed door.
proposed new door.
The proposed door will have the same entry height as the current wood doors.
Right.
How about, is the width an accessible width?
Oh, yes,
And the threshold is an accessible
Right.
threshold? You say you have the push now,
right.
this kind of push, so not an
that's-
auto push or anything.
That whole system is 36 or 32 inches. So I'm still 6 inches bigger than that.
Mhm.
I measured most of the doors up and down the street. Most of them are 36 inches. There was one 39-inch door. And I'm thinking it was that way. But anyway, most of them are 36 inches.
48-inch door.
What
There is one
is that?
48.
Okay.
That's the one that's 6.5, which is upstairs and now follows up. That's a wood door that's,
Oh, okay. I didn't measure the wood door.
it's an 1890 door that's.
Okay. Just a very small threshold. And it's rotted out as well.
I think that's what,
Yes. Yeah, when I talked to these people, I said, we got to make sure it's all ADA in compliance now. So it fits everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, the measurement there is just like 2 3/4 inch shy of 7 feet. No, wait, a minute, that's not right.
No,
Yeah,
it would be,
yeah, so 84 inches would be 7 feet. Is that right?
right, this is 70, this is 78 3/4 inches.
Okay, because there I see it's 8, it says 81. No,
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong side.
Yeah.
You're right, it is 83 1/4 top to bottom. You're right, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
I kind of look too, because I know that. It is modernizing it, but
Yeah.
with how weird of a shape and with that door opening is, I'm not really sure. I can't think of anything, maybe you guys can, of something that would be better suited. I can appreciate that it is largely glass because, that's kind
Yeah.
of what we're going
Yeah, I
for.
understand that. too.
And it does, kind of mimics what's around it as far as. So I'm just not really aware of it. And these aren't historic wooden doors where they should be, preserved and refitted.
Well, they could be fairly old, but it's one of those where it's
Not original to the building.
Yeah, so-
That's what I mean to say.
Yeah.
So I think that should definitely be taken into consideration with this as well. I'm not sure what else can really fit, especially since it's not quite wide enough for two doors, like two regular
Your
doors.
2 doors are 32.
Yeah. Actually, I think they're 30. And they both open. The second one has a small jam on the floor.
Yeah, so the AD
Yeah, I was
accessible
gonna
now,
say
you have
that's
to
the
open
ADA.
the second door. I don't know, can wheelchairs, some wheelchairs can go through a 30.
But people bring wheelchairs through all the time.
Okay.
Just the one door open.
Then there's other wheelchairs. that go like
Probably right. Yeah.
Well, and the positive part of that is the black anodized finish will match what's going on with the awning as well. And,
Yeah.
um,
And with those.
With the
large
railings.
windows up
Yep.
there, the black would match.
the black up there is under
Yeah.
What
Right.
did you say was black? What did you say, Bob?
the arch and then the vertical piece in the center of each window.
Yeah.
If somebody could find me those replacement windows or windows to replace those, I'd be interested in the cost. But those,
I think the windows,
Yeah.
I believe the window glass you have up there is called prism.
it is.
Prism glass. It's original to that.
and they're all intact.
Well, there's a crack.
One's correct.
There's one crack, but a man drove over from Dayton, Ohio years ago just to see those windows. He had seen them someplace. And he told me that they were built to refract light farther back into a building. He said they were built in the 1800s. And he said, don't try to patch that crack. Just don't touch them. Because I think the center one used to open. There's something up there that makes me
Is it
think the center one
Really?
used to open.
Would it swing out?
I want a
Yeah.
tour of his windows now.
I
Make it
know.
sound really cool, Gary. I'm gonna check them
Wait a
out.
minute, wait. a minute. As you can see on the next page, there's only so much money.
Prism glass was an amazing discovery because it took light and the backside of the prism glass has, and it comes in many sizes. These are large sheets, which is the same as what's on the Chambers building over here, except some of those got broken. So anyway, the outside can be smooth or have a number of texture patterns, such as next door here. And so then the inside has this bevel that comes down, and then it goes back and it's flat. And so the glass, the light comes in and hits that and reflects up into the back of the building. So they didn't have to have as many kerosene lights and other stinky things in their buildings. And then if you look at the building next door, there's one pattern there that was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. He designed 12 different prism glass patterns, but only one of them ever went into production. And so this was glass that was used through the 20s, 30s. I'm not sure when it quit being used, but I cannot find it anywhere except eBay, and I can't find any new prism glass. So it's something that I'm pretty sure was put in there when those windows were put in.
Yeah.
So you're putting in, so I'm reading the base bid, a new 42-inch door with a small side light. There's just gonna be one side light and a 42-inch door.
No,
right?
there will be
Two
two.
side lights.
There
There'll
are
be
gonna
two
be
side
two.
lights.
Okay, that's what I thought, but it doesn't read that way.
I see what you're looking
Yeah.
at, Sandy, yes.
You know, that would probably help me with this. If maybe you would put some edging on that, those side lights, like what they're doing here. it might make it look a little bit more old instead of new looking. I'm just throwing that out, Gary.
Mhm.
Because, you know, these little etchings, I don't know how much those things cost, but it might be kind of cool if it goes on the side light, just to make it look a little bit old. But my problem with the whole thing is that it's modern. But I understand your concern. I mean, you've got to get this done, and, you know, the door does have a lot of cold area, and it needs to be done. So I'm just trying to think, what can we do to make that not look like it's a brand new door from 2023 or 2022 and make it look a little bit older. And that's not part of the COA. I'm just throwing that out.
Okay, okay. And the other thing about this door, it does open out where my current doors open in.
Oh, that's probably better too. isn't it?
That's for fire.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that needs to be, yeah, makes sense.
So, I mean, as far as staff analysis, like you just said, better point of ingress and egress for fire safety, better for ADA as well. Just its unique proportions. I think this is a pretty good middle ground. So think of something better down the road.
Yeah, we all love the bank, but your doors are drafty.
Yes,
It's
they
like-
are.
Yeah,
Is there gonna be a door closure on there, automatic closure?
yes,
I didn't see that. but-
and a continuous hinge. And I may try to move the air curtain over. There's an air curtain on top
Mhm.
that shoots air down in the wintertime. They put it all the way over one door. And when that first door opens, the rush of cold air gets in first before the door curtain kicks on, or the air curtain.
Yeah.
And I think by changing, by moving this over a little bit, I actually think I'll gain a little bit of that speed, if you will.
Right,
But we'll wait and see.
right. So do you have a recommendation?
I think it's,
And I do like Sandy's suggestion, if you wanted to put some sort of like etching on the glass to just kind of, take it back a little bit, date wise. I
Right.
think that's a great idea. We have a sign shop right down the street.
I think what the captain was talking to do is a peel and stick on the inside.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's a sticker.
Yeah, it's, yeah, but it
It's a
looks
glorified
authentic.
sticker.
Okay.
I'm
It
just
looks
messing with
authentic,
you
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you want, we can send it.
Please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So any more questions?
That's Tracy that's doing that. Look at my thing. Thanks to Tracy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all the fine shop.
Oh, okay.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the COA for the new door system as proposed.
And I second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
I'm looking at me, I can't look at it.
All
Bob,
right.
George, Sandy, Tammy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
How long have you been, how long's the bank been there now? I mean, your place,
The bank has been there since '02.
but you've been,
I took over January 1 of 15.
okay,
With great improvement.
yes.
And,
very much so.
and we're trying, we're making improvements. We're running a lot of electricity in the building. I have reached out to the fire department for them to come through and show me what needs to be done before January 1 and the
Mhm.
territory comes in, because we're all running extension cords.
Yeah.
And as I told the fire department, you can't come through and give us all 30 days
Right.
because we're all going to use the same electrician. So I'm trying to get ahead of that. So they're going to tell me what I need to be working on and try to get some of that done. I owe it to the customers to have a safe environment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the extension cord they did not like.
Gary, do you know what's inside that cement block up there, what that says up there. Do we know what that says?
Oh, the stamp.
Yeah.
Pendleton Trust.
It used to say Pendleton
it
Trust.
Used to.
I don't, did it get sanded off or?
It's
I didn't really get down there and look at it.
Or has it been
Working on
covered up?
your
like it's.
Tornado damage up
Mhm.
there, but I'd be real interested in coming back and.
It looks like it's been covered over, 'cause it's got some indents where maybe the stuff.
It looks
Mhm.
like somebody took a chisel and hacked it off.
That's what I
Oh, really?
thought. That's sad.
If in the restroom where the drawings are, the Monopoly fame.
Yeah.
It shows Pendleton Trust in that area. Yeah,
Would that photo show the doors?
It probably shows
The
those.
drawing.
it
It's
would-
It's those doors. It's in front
Yeah.
of that right there.
yeah, it's that right there.
Who did that for you? Andrea,
Andrea
Casey?
Panko.
It's a
I've
fun bathroom. I love going to that bathroom.
I've reached out twice
Love it.
and she's not interested in sprucing it up.
Do you not?
No.
It's such a cool bathroom.
Yeah.
We're going to the women's bathroom. They do it at the schools.
That would-
They put the school.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. All right, I think that's all we got.
All right.
All right. We have a motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? You want to stick around? All right,
Okay.
let's get out of here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hannah.
Sure.
Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just,
Oh, I'm sorry, this sign got passed. It's the one on Bob's building. the
Oh,
39 COA since last meeting.
All
I
right,
got
we're good.
that. Okay.
I'm sure you've all seen it.
So we'll have 3 sets of minutes to approve next time.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Did you guys work today? No,
Yeah.
you did?
Uh-huh.
I was thinking everything was closed because it's election day. No?
Oh, really?
No, not us.
Well, the polls are closed, so
Let's go see if
we can drink now.
we can trick.
We're allowed to. drink.
Either way, we're allowed to drink. Yeah. Much room back there, is there?
Sorry, I meant to push it. So, did you know, wasn't the old code under when Tyler Martin's BMO Harris eliminated signs up and the HBC may have taken down? Yeah, I think so.
And remember, I think Yummerful had a sign that was illuminated inside the window.
They took that down too.
Inside the window.